Feel free, whatever thing you want to chip in, feel free. The Lord should touch your mind so that your hands should actually really go deep to support this organization. Together we can do it. Teamwork is always the best spirit. We should learn to support each other, learn to support one another, for single-handedly we cannot do it. Any little support you chip in is going to go far. We thank our guests, our friends who are just coming in, making their way in. We appreciate you for coming. We love you, and we do hope your coming is going to take the evening to another height. We appreciate you so much, and we say thank you for coming. Okay, so our treasurer is done, but if you come in late, we'll always make sure you see her if you have anything to do. So at this juncture, Mr. President, let's prepare the floor for the keynote address by our guest from Cameroon. Can we put our hands together to Pan Jomo Kevin, please? Let's usher our Pan in, please. A message is a message. You might pick something and it can help you tomorrow. Thank you.
Mr. President, all protocol respected, my dear brothers and sisters, for those who know me, I am always very possessed when I see the microphone. But be always sure that the kind of spirit that possesses me is the good one. Mr. President, I first of all want to thank you very sincerely for giving me the opportunity to come here and say a word. It is true that I flew all the way from Gala and came into the US because of this convention. And it only tells you the place that Kumba has in my heart. I will not want to explain, because for those who know me, I've always known that as a young man up to this age, I've always been fighting in advocacy for Kumba. But my dear President, one thing brought me to this convention. And for those of us, I went to primary school in Kumba in 1958, in Three Corners. And since 1958 till now, what has always bugged me, Mr. President, is that whenever people are talking about Kumba, it will always be from the negative perspective. Kumba has hardly been spoken of from the very positive perspective. And my worry at this time, above 70, for which I thank God, is that let the rest of it now be used for advocacy about Kumba. From 1958 to the 60s, when we went anywhere, we were being provoked. Kumba is a dark town. It doesn't have electricity. Electricity came, we thought that they would leave us alone. Electricity came, they will not leave us alone. Our roads are bad, and it is dust town. They even managed to fix the road. It led from dust town to K town, which was killing town. So the impression that people have always given about Kumba is that Kumba is bad. Only the bad can come from Kumba. But my dear brothers and sisters, I took time that I should use even 2 minutes. Mr. President, my fight now is that Kumba is one of the greatest places, and I can prove it. And Kumba is still the greatest. I want to assure you, I have one of my classmates here. They came from, because Victoria, Boya, and so on, they always considered that they were the civilized people in Cameroon. Boya, there was the government seat. Victoria was CDC children. Tico, CDC children. You know, Mutengene, well, Mutengene was in between. But so those, I said Mutengene was there as part of Tico, which was a very civilized area. So most of us, when we came over, it was like, these strange beings, where are they from? Kumba people always look like, but I want to tell you, Mr. President, Kumba has the essential, which if they don't use that Kumba sandpaper and touch on your body, you can be the richest person, you can be the most educated person, something is missing in your life. If Kumba has not touched you, but when you look at it, everywhere Kumba people go, they are always like, what they use is those hostile people. It's because they are outgoing people. Mr. President, I want to prove to you, anywhere you go, Kumba has produced wonderful people. Kumba has produced wonderful events. And Kumba continues. My worry is that the younger generation have not been told about the strength of Kumba. So most of them feel that Kumba is not the place to be, but Kumba is the place to be. I want to just give you an anecdote. Do you know, go anywhere and be proud, sliced bread was eaten in Kumba before anywhere in Cameroon. I can prove it. Sliced bread was produced in Kumba before any other place in Cameroon. And it was produced by Bauma Chuku of Congo Hotel. He produced sliced bread, and that bread, as a young man in Sase in the 60s, it was taken to every supermarket, even to Britannia in Victoria, as sliced bread was brought from Kumba. A lot has come from Kumba. I want to prove to you. Let's look at even football. Kumba for 6 years came out number 3 in Cameroon for gate tickets. After Douala, Yaoundé, and Kumba, it was after Douala and Yaoundé, it was Kumba. And Bamenda was the 4th. I just want to let you know that Kumba has produced, let me begin with Nigeria. A minister of foreign affairs in Nigeria, Mr. Tom Ikimi, was born and bred in Kumba. Today, as I am talking to you right now, the former president of Nigeria, Buhari, he appointed a Kumba child when he came into power as the Controller General of Budget in Nigeria, a position more than even a Minister of Finance. And that boy, Tinubu, has come and adopted him. He was a minister in Lagos State. He was a Director General of a bank in Nigeria. Buhari came into government and took him. His name is Benjamin Akabueze. He's a Kumba town child. As I am talking now, Mr. President, before I left Kumba a few weeks ago, at Endeli Street, Chikwendu, there is a man there who has a small breakfast place. He does pub, he does all those little things. His son has been appointed the General Manager of Civil Aviation in Nigeria. He went to school in Kumba. What has Kumba not produced? For those of you who might have stumbled on Facebook page, there is a page I'm running there, Kumba is alive. Just open it and look at the top journalists that Kumba has produced. I just gave only about 25. Kome Epule came from there. Francis Wete came from there. Peter Esoka came from there. John Daniel came from there. And then you line them up. So, Mr. President, if I solicited for time, it is we want to showcase Kumba. That Kumba has produced people and Kumba is still producing people. Kumba has produced events and Kumba is still producing events. So much that you can spread the news out in the United States. Let Kumba children know that they can come to Kumba and invest. Let me give you a simple example, ladies and gentlemen. I find it difficult to stand on one spot. Okay. Mr. President, you permit me to move a little bit. I'm going out to the music industry. Nikom Barga started music in Kumba. In fact, I happened as a schoolboy. I formed a band in Sase in 1967. We had a small schoolboy band with some of you who might know Dr. Epa Eli and so on. They were part of my band. And Nikom Barga was in Kumba during that period. They were playing in a small bar there in Hausa Quarters. Kumba produced Nikom Barga. Kumba produced Johnny Tezano. Kumba produced La Pero de Barga. Kumba produced Maurice Njumen. Kumba produced, today we are talking of the older generation. The younger generation now, the top urban stars are from Kumba. Blanche Bailey is a child of Confidence Street, Flago. Yes, she's number 1 now in the world. Tizi Pachat is a Kumba child. Kosi is a Kumba child. Big G is a Kumba child. But come to think of it, Mr. President, Kumba has been a source of music in Cameroon. We don't have a recording studio. That is the gospel I'm going out to. We don't have a recording studio in Kumba. This is also because many people might not be aware of this potential. We don't have a recording studio today in Kumba. With all the gospel groups, Mary Mandy comes from Kumba. So they will all leave and go to a small Tata studio in Boya. That is where they are going to record. When we can also open a recording studio in Kumba. These are just the areas. If I want to come to football, which is my special area, I don't need to tell you. Kumba gave Nigeria a player that played in Nigeria and won the African National Cup in 1980, David Adele. That name, some of you might know that name. David Adele played for, he went to St. John's, he played for PW Kumba, he played for Bendel Insurance, and played for the Nigerian national team. And in 1980, Nigeria won the Nations Cup with David Adele playing permanent. The first Anglophone to play a joint FIFA CAF organized match is a Kumba child. His name is Epiezans. What has Kumba not produced? What has Kumba not produced? If we're only to talk about the football, what has Kumba not produced? So, we have the potential, Mr. President. I have come here just to plead that we put our hands together, we make people know the strength of Kumba, and we make people know what can still come out of Kumba. We have the strength, we have the potential, and we have the people. Let me tell you something. In the early 60s, it was known that for you to have a PhD, you must be, if you are not mad, you cannot have a PhD. Because most people who had PhDs were always behaving like mad people. And I want to tell you that Kumba can be proud of having one of the first Cameroonians with a PhD. That is Dr. Bokosa. And I tell you something about Dr. Bokosa. In 1966, since it was known that people with PhD, they don't tie their belts well, they were moving their trousers and going down, their shirts are not properly buttoned. Dr. Bokosa was teaching physics in class. He went to Mabanda Bridge. At that time, man no rest at the right, the Mami wagons were living, it was a one-way up and a one-way down. So, the truck came from Kumba and they stopped at Mabanda Water because Dr. Bokosa went and climbed on the bridge. He climbed on the bridge. I was using his finger and looking at the water and making calculations. And traffic stopped. But when people came out, nobody raised the finger because he was saying he was calculating the velocity of water. So, Kumba has a story. Kumba has a potential. I am a part of them. And I've gone on mission now, Mr. President, to be telling Kumba's story. Every day, every night, I must tell the story. Because Kumba deserves much more than what it has today. So, dear brothers, if by any error you get onto Facebook and you tap Kumba is alive, you just tap Kumba is alive, you will get very thrilling stories about Kumba's social history, about what projections we can do for Kumba. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for giving me this opportunity. I remain loyal to Kumba, and it is my blood. There is nothing I will give up for Kumba. Yes, because one of the greatest we are fighting now, Mr. President, is still cooking. PW Kumba must come back. Meme Works must come back. They have insulted us all over the place because we knew football, we started football, we fed all other teams with players. But Kumba, the days when we were using drums and bands and intimidating other towns, is gone. But we must put our hands together and bring back something that can ring the bells again for Kumba. Thank you very much, sir. I'm obliged.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We cannot really thank you. Can we put our hands together again for God? This is the fervent cry of a patriot. And we really appreciate, and I'm sure we have taken note of all what we have said, and we are going to do our best to make sure that we see that we realize some of those dreams. So I think we are almost done with our program, so we can have our musics play now so that we can enjoy ourselves, dance a little bit, and then we should be able to go to church very soon. So we want to thank everybody, and I think it's been a very wonderful evening. We have shared very wonderful stories about Kumba. We have the project at hand, the vocational center. So this project will continue going, contributions will continue, and we are going to lobby for support from all other avenues to make sure that this project is realized. For those of you who tip your hands deep, we want to say thank you. May God bless you and replenish the source. So we shall go into music and dance and dance. We had some artists that were supposed to play with for us this evening, but for one reason or the other, some missed their flights, somewhere, we don't know where they are, but it works for good. So at least we shall listen, we shall at least dance together and enjoy ourselves despite the fact that the artists are not around. So we are going to sing a music that all of us are going to be on our feet. We should be able to dance and enjoy that music. It's a music that if it doesn't get you off your seat, then it means you were not of that era when that music was hitting the airwaves. So it's a Kumba music by origin of the artist. And since today is Kumba Day, we shall start dancing from that music and then we move to the rest. So our president who doubles as DJ for tonight is going to play that music for us, and we shall all be on our feet. Even if you want to go, please get a gist of this music and take it to your car. DJ, let's go. Volume, volume, volume. Happy road, happy road, happy road, happy road, happy road, happy road. we have one more very important aspect on our program, please. All through the years, despite our difficulties, some people have actually performed in a very outstanding manner, and we thought that at least they should be given some recognitions. So we have some recognition for some people for outstanding performance in charitable activities. So the president thought it wise to say thank you by recognizing them. So please, even if they are not here, their names will be called and their certificates will be channeled to them through the most reliable method. Thank you, Mr. President.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The Cape Towners International find it worthwhile to recognize some individuals for the outstanding charitable work and merit in the community for today. So we have some certificates that are already printed out, so we're going to hand them in. If they are not here, we're going to hand them some other time. But for now, we want to recognize them, and we want to encourage charitable work all over the place. We want to make sure that you know that your philanthropy, the charitable work that you are doing, is not going without recognition. That is why we are doing this today. We got a lot of them in here that we're going to call some of the names, and if the person is here, we're going to ask them to come in and get the certificates that we prepared. I want to go with the names that I already have that some of you already know. Most of them are out of here, they're out of the country, but we're going to make sure that they receive these certificates. Okay? The first certificate over here is going to go to Mr. Sylvester Turner. That's the mayor of Houston. The mayor of Houston showed up in this hall and we were not ready. And he had to go back. He came with some representatives and they had to go back. That wasn't good. I had to go apologize, and they said we had a lot of stuff going on in our town today. That is why our people are not ready. So he wasn't very, very pleased with that. So Mayor Sylvester Turner has a certificate for outstanding charitable work and merit. We have our core, Jomo Kevin, that is the pioneer mayor of Kumba and the government delegate. Unfortunately, he is not here today. He lost his flight. And you know from where we come from, the next flight we gave him was Tuesday. So he's going to be here Wednesday. So we're going to keep the certificate for him. Anytime he comes in, we're going to hand the certificate for him. We also have our representative back home, Reverend Father Martin Chi. He too could not make it here today, so we're going to keep his certificate. Maybe anytime one of us is going down, he can take this certificate and hand it to Reverend Father Martin Chi. And Reverend Father Martin Chi is the coordinator of the Caritas in Fiango Cathedral. Now, the Sacred Heart Fiango that our big brother Jomo Kevin used to know is the cathedral. So, and he is the coordinator of the Caritas in Fiango, Akumba. And the next one we got is Ma Eli Mofongwa. Yeah, she does a lot of work in moving even the organization and doing a lot of other stuff but they approved her for a recognition of some charitable jobs that she's been doing. We want to recognize the president of the K-Towners International Ohio, Dr. Kingsley Orok Ujah. He is one of the guys who brought K-Towners International live in Ohio, and they had a great convention last year. They are going to have a convention this year too, and we deem it wise to recognize him. He is not here. We're going to post this as certificate to him. We have the president of the K-Towners Association, Atlanta, Georgia, Ms. Esubat Fonken Nanger. She's doing a great job. They've been doing a great job in Kumba. We all know what they have been doing in the district hospital, Kumba. So we are recognizing her. She's been there. And the president before her is Mr. Scott Nyambi. Mr. Scott Nyambi has been doing a great job, so we find it wise to recognize him for doing great charitable job for Kumba. We give it where it is due. Although they are not here today, but they have been doing a great job for Kumba, so we are recognizing them. We have another great guy, Mr. Jomo. Mr. Jomo has been doing great charitable job for Kumba, so we recognize him as well. He's not here today. And the next one is our big brother who flew from Cameroon. He came over here. We deem it wise for all the work he's doing for Kumba. He said it all himself right here, what he's doing and what he has in store to do. So I want to recognize Mr. Jomo Kevin for doing all the great job that he's been doing, charitable, philanthropy, football, and other stuff for Kumba. Please give a hand for Mr. Jomo Kevin. We thank you very much, Mr. Jomo Kevin, for all what you are doing for Kumba. This is a recognition of outstanding philanthropy, outstanding charity, and outstanding other works in all walks of life for Kumba. You are there for Kumba, and you're making Kumba a great place to be. We thank you very much. We really appreciate it. The next person in our list, who is the treasurer of the K-Towners International. She is sleepless. You can see for yourself, she's right there, pulling the books, making things happen for K-Town International. She's a great philanthropist. She's a great lady when it comes to charity, when it comes to everything Kumba. So we thank you very much. We want to recognize Miss Evelyn Abia Nki for the great charity, the great philanthropy, the great work she is doing for K-Town International, and she is the treasurer of K-Town International. Please, Miss Evelyn, you will come and get your certificate. All right, the sister Miss Teresa Nki, who flew from Fiango Kumba, is going to receive the certificate for her. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Oh, and a great recognition right here. This is a recognition of Chief Midiki Boken for great charitable work. Una clap for me now. This is some great charity, great. Una no clap for this one. Okay, we have another one for one of our own. He was supposed to be one of the MCs tonight, but because of other commitments, he's not here today. that we have his certificate. He's been doing great job, great philanthropy, great charity for Kumba. So we're recognizing Dr. Edwin Tito. We're going to give it later. He's my neighbor, so I'm going to give it to him myself. We have another one for Miss Anne Black Tabby. We all know the famous Black, Mr. Black in Kumba. This is the daughter. She is the financial secretary of Cape Town International. We recognize her for great charity, great philanthropy. We also have our justice, the justice in the Supreme Court of Boya. She's the vice president in Boya. We got Justice Paco Ahone Nchinda. She's been doing great charitable work for Kumba. These are people who are going to vouch and they're going to do everything for Kumba. We're going to send it to her. She's in Boya. She could not make it here today. We also have Dr. Ebongo Zak. Dr. Ebongo Zak is one of the founders of this organization. He's been doing everything to make Kumba a great place to be. He's been working to the nail. They just promoted him. So he moved from Boya to Yaoundé right now. So I'm going to post this to him in Yaoundé. We also have Mr. Charles Makia Eno. He has been doing great strides for Cape Town International. He helped us back there to create an NGO, which lots of people could not help us to do. So we are recognizing him for his great charitable work and philanthropy. We also have Sir Johnny Mofo. Now this is a great guy. He has been doing great work for Kumba. Right now, he's in therapy. He could not come here. He's in great problems right now, medically. So he could not come, and he said we should post this to him. He sent some stuff that we're going to post in the forum that he thanks us very much for whatever we're doing. This is also for the Vice President of Cape Towners International. She is in London, Ms. Sue Latani. She could not be here today for one reason. So we're going to send this to her in London. And we also have Attorney Julius Kafu. He is in London. So he was supposed to be here today. So I don't know what is going on. So he's not here today. We want to recognize him for his great charity and philanthropy. We also want to thank Mr. Lazar Tondio from Germany. He's doing great charitable work for Kumba. They just completed a water project for the whole of not only Kumba, they have Tiko, Likumba, and Mutengene that has been doing some great work for that. So we are recognizing him for the work that he's been doing. We also want to recognize Lieutenant John Wiggins for the charitable work that he's been doing. We are really appreciating. He's been doing a great job. And one of the great Fiangucha that we want to recognize today, well, he said he was going to be here, Attorney Divine Sanjo. He's been assisting, helping everywhere that is charity. He's there to help. So we're giving a great stride. We thank him very much. And we want to thank Dr. Pauline Kwan. She was here a couple of minutes. I think she just left. Dr. Pauline Kwan, we want to recognize her for the great work she's doing for the community, charity, philanthropy, and otherwise. We want to thank her very much. We really appreciate it. Okay, we're done with the certificates and stuff. Please, you should go back and play some music. We're going to enjoy ourselves today. We're here for fundraising, but right now, let's play some good music and dance. I want to call on DJ Franco. DJ Franco will be waiting for you, bro. So can you please come up and see me for a second? And ladies and gentlemen, let's dance. Hey, we were talking about quality. Let's have this quality time. I need DJ Franco, DJ Swallow, please come over here and let's get this stuff moving and let's do the dancing and stuff.
We don't cast, last. Now everybody go to breakfast. Shayo. Shayo. You go bow for the result, nothing to discuss, cause I think when you buy the fault and without any doubt, I'm on me happy and down, I no go feed the girl, I no go feed the guys out, I'm a mind as you be talk, I put my life into my job and I know I'm in trouble, she manipulate my love.